Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. We are in beautiful Snow Hill, Maryland, on the banks of the POCOMOKE River. We're in Byrd Park. Across
BYRD.
BYRD, yes.
Yes, this is
former mayor, named for a former mayor of Snow Hill. That's Goat Island across the river from us. This is the POCOMOKE River, which will flow into the Chesapeake Bay from here.
looks like some
fishing area.
I was gonna say, looks like some people are out fishing this morning.
This is one of the free fishing areas where you don't necessarily need a license to fish right in this area. But yeah, one of the free fishing areas in Worcester County in Maryland. So we are in Worcester, so spelled looks like Worcester, but we pronounce it here Worcester.
That's so funny because Shelby and I were just talking about that the other day because Shelby, our daughter, one of our daughters, our youngest, we were just talking about that the other day about how it's spelled because I was looking up something and I was like, it's like Worcester, and she's like, yep.
Yep, but it is pronounced Worcester, and I guess that comes from, I think there is a lot of this area, they have corresponding places in England because the settlers were from here, they named it after. So, and I think it still comes from that same pronunciation that it was in England, too.
Okay.
But Worcester County, spelled Worcester. Sorry, we're Marylanders. We do it our own way.
Yep.
Can't tell us any different. But we're going to walk through. We'll show you a little bit of the town of Snow Hill. Today it is a cool little town on the Eastern Shore. Berlin, not too far from Berlin, actually, which was rated one of the coolest. I think
Which
Snow
was,
Hill,
which was our last video.
Yeah. I think Snow Hill is trying to do things along the idea of Berlin. A little bit smaller, but really growing.
Yeah.
Some beautiful old homes that date back to pre-Revolutionary War. But Byrd Park was designed, it's actually set up too, that the drainage and everything here does not do any damage to the river. They really, if you look, some of these places where you see the little wetland areas, that is to make sure any of the runoff does not do any damage to the POCOMOKE River. Yeah, the park, yeah.
Okay.
So they really thought it out when they... So
unlike ours. Unlike ours that completely floods.
Our park was originally what? It was just a gully that they put animals in, right?
In Salisbury, yes.
Yeah. So, in Salisbury. So, but they did design this park. And it's a really nice public use area.
It is really, really nice. I think when we drove through this the last time, Keith was talking about it this morning, and I said, I don't remember that. I think it was dark when we drove through it, so I didn't see quite as, how great it was.
So if you pan over here to the left, all these are the cypress. They're the bald cypress trees, which will, the knobs, you'll see the cypress knobs come up from time to time. We have a few in our area, but, you know, because this was originally more like swampland. So, but they are pretty, I like how they look at the bottom.
Yeah. The ones in the park are already, they're pretty established, I think, because we have a lot of knobs in the Salisbury Park.
Looks like when they designed this, they planned a lot of things for either weddings or high school graduation pictures. I mean, this bridge over here looks like it's a perfect high school graduation bridge. It's kind of like a small version of our City Park Bridge in Salisbury.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, just like places where kids could come for the graduation pictures, or if they had a wedding. Actually, right here, and it's going to be 90 today, but right here underneath the shade of these trees, it is really nice and cool.
I don't think it's going to be 90 today, honey. But I'm not going to argue with you.
I'll take that bet.
Because it is Father's Day, and I have to be nice to you.
Right.
Happy Father's Day, love.
Thank you. Thank you. It is, I think, to quote my daughter Emily, hopefully it's something that I've gotten better with age. I think that's one of those things, you never know how to be a father, but you do learn on the job.
Well, I think, I think that's true with
do more good than
parenting,
bad.
Yes.
Yeah, you do more good than bad. But you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're a veteran now. I
love all my children.
I've only raised one child. You've raised 3, so.
Juneteenth, if you guys don't know what Juneteenth is, that was yesterday. That is the anniversary of the freedom of the last slaves after the Emancipation Proclamation.
It was. You know, and it's funny, not funny, but it's interesting. I mean, I didn't know what it was called, I guess. Like, that wasn't something that was talked about in school, I guess.
Yeah, that is something that probably in school, they always say history is written by the victor. So there are certain stories that are always left behind. So it makes you wonder whether your education was as good as you thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
There's always more to the story. So
absolutely.
I like to say, if you don't learn history, you are doomed to relive it.
Well, I wonder, you know, I mean, the area where I grew up in was predominantly white. So I'm wondering if that's why I didn't know as much about Black history, possibly. I don't know. Like, that's a shame, seriously, that if that's the reason they didn't teach it to us.
I think I've said before that some of my favorite teachers, going to elementary school and through high school, you know, I had different male and female, different ranges of color and ethnicity. So I think that's one of the things that shaped me to be who I am, is that I was blessed to have a variety of all types of different teachers.
Yeah.
And a lot of them would share their own personal life experiences and things with you too. So, look at the old brick walk right here.
I was going to say, this sidewalk is a little bit, I feel unsteady. It needs to be redone.
So what was it? We were looking up, I think, Snow Hill dates back to like 1686.
Yeah.
So a lot of these homes were built, you know, from that time period through the Revolutionary War. So there are a lot of old pre-revolutionary homes here. Although most of the downtown burnt in the 1700s. You hear that about a lot of towns. Salisbury burnt. And you know, the Great Chicago Fire, but it does seem like almost every town will tell you in their history somewhere where at least a portion of the town burnt. So I guess a lot of places were made with wood, and you know, you know, a fire, I guess, sometimes is inevitable, especially when they were in the process of the Industrial Revolution, where things were becoming, you know, they used gas and electricity and things like that people weren't used to using. So it was probably much more dangerous than it is today.
Right.
But some pretty homes down here.
There's a lot of pretty homes down here.
What do we say, the name Snow Hill is actually, someone named this area for an area where they were from in England. So if you look it up, I'm sure there is a Snow Hill area in England, and that's what this town was named for. We hear a lot of that along the eastern shore, where the colonists, I guess they wanted to be reminded
of home.
Of home, yeah. They're coming here. It's probably tough to try to survive, you know, coming to this wild land, so they would name things after where they had been to remind them and probably make them feel more at home too.
This is the museum that we read about. It had 10,000 artifacts in it, right?
Yes, we have to stop in there. And still, a lot of these type of buildings and things are still closed now.
Oh, because of the pandemic?
Yeah. And probably what it says on the door there. But this is scenic route map, so if you were, oh look, some people have left some of the painted rocks. Like little houses almost that looks like kids have done some of those.
Aw.
You gotta love some of the names of some of the towns around here. So, you know, if you go up here and turn right, see the sign over there, Melissa? Girdle Tree.
Girdle Tree.
Girdle Tree. So the only thing I can think, you know, to Native Americans would girdle a tree if they were trying to make a canoe or something. So girdling a tree is basically cutting all the bark off around the bottom of it and that will kill the tree.
Huh.
Right?
That doesn't seem like a great thing.
No, if you wanted to cut down a tree, you girdle it. It was
okay.
like when the beavers, when we had in the city park, the beavers were working on the trees that I tried to save. It was too late because they had already girdled it from what Pastor Martin said.
I gotcha.
So they had, because part of it runs through the bark. So if all the bark is removed in a certain area, it's a lot easier to do that than it is to just try to chop down the tree. So if you girdle it first, it starts to die, and then it's easier to cut down and hollow out because they'd make it into a canoe or something. Yeah.
This
So,
is the
some great
All
churches.
Hallows Episcopal Church, established in 1692.
Oh.
Wow. Well,
I have some Episcopalian history. I think we were Methodist and Episcopalian.
well, your mother-in-law is
Yeah, my
Episcopalian.
mother was an Episcopalian. The only thing I remember when I was a kid, there was a difference. The Methodist punch and the Episcopalian punch.
What do you mean?
So I think from what I understand, Methodists were non-drinkers, and Episcopalians would drink. So the Episcopalian punch was not for kids.
Ah,
If
okay.
you went to anything that was partial Methodist, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was the Episcopalians, because I think
Well,
some Episcopalian churches
I'm sure
still
Mom
use,
could tell you that.
still use actual wine
Look
in
at their
their.
cute little garden and stuff.
Pretty.
Oh. Oh, look at this, what's it called that we have?
Hydrangea.
Hydrangea. That's beautiful. Good job, guys.
Yeah. It has the purple and the pink. So that's my grandmother used to say. If you wanted, if you wanted to turn pink, you threw some rusty nails under it.
Oh my.
You know, something about the acid in the nail caused the acid from the rusty nails caused the hydrangea to turn pink.
Huh.
Those bricks look like they're handmade too. You can see how they've kind of got different clays in them. That's a pretty church up there on the right too.
That's the one,
That
the,
the world's oldest Presbyterian church.
yes. Uh-huh. Thank you. I, just so you all know, I have a terrible memory, so I rely on Keith for a lot of
What is it?
things to remember. So he's the one that remembers everything, and I do not. So, but that's it. That's a beautiful church. Good gracious.
It's still the oldest Presbyterian church, still practice, I guess, still running. What would you call it? Check out the face on this tree over here.
Oh my.
That's pretty cool. It's a bird feeder.
It is?
See the mouth? You can put seed in there.
Okay. Sure.
Why not?
Seems right.
So we are now in the Arts and Entertainment District. As you can see, there's a lot of, as we walk through, you'll see that there's a lot of work going on where companies are rebuilding. That goes back to the 1600s as well.
I think it did say 16 something. Remember when we were researching it? Yes. This is the Arts and Entertainment. So if you want to look up Snow Hill, here's how you do it. Is this their courthouse?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the dome or whatever it is on top. That's cool.
Behind it, I think when you come up a little further, you'll be able to see the water tower. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to get a shot of that when we get down further down the street. There's a lot of cars out this morning. Where do you think they're all headed? You think they're headed to church?
The beach.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe fishing to the beach, something like that.
Yeah.
We will one day have to do a walk around the iron furnace. I see there's a sign pointing to the iron furnace. It's where our daughters, Emily and Kenita, were married in Furnace Town last year.
That is where they were married. It was a beautiful wedding.
Yep. That was fun. That was fun.
There's the water tower. Look how cool it
we're in
is.
the town right now where Nita proposed to Emily.
Yes.
So
That was really cool.
everyone
we
was
were
in on it except for Emily.
Well, obviously, yes.
Uh-huh.
But it was really neat.
So we're kind of at the crossroads here. If you head one way, you could go to Berlin. The other way will take you to POCOMOKE, right along the river. So, nice little town. One of
Alright, is this Main Street here?
I believe it is.
Alright.
It's also Snow Hill Road, which is
Oh,
12.
right, of course, Route 12.
Uh-huh. One of my favorite places along here, Toy Town, here on the left. He has all kinds of old antique toys.
Is this the one that was in Berlin that we saw last episode?
I don't know. There isn't.
What was it called?
Out there, but I don't know if it's owned by the same guy. But he has all kinds of some of the same toys I had when I was a little kid.
Yeah. Oh, whoops! You can't see anything except our
big
faces.
selection of antiques and antique toys. And I think he redid this whole building and did a nice job.
Wow! Look at all this cool stuff. Yeah.
It's like an old-fashioned, non-working, but all kinds of ice cream parlor. Brews up, or you can make your own beer and wine. Set it up like a party.
Here's a coffee house. It's a coffee house and an ice cream place. Oh,
Yeah.
that's the Frozen Farmer. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that place.
Good to me.
Mm-hmm. It does sound good, but they're probably not open today.
Flower shop, Snow Hill Flower
Blue
Shop.
Dog Cafe.
Oh yeah. Are they still open? I guess they are.
I don't know.
Blue Dog Cafe used to do.
I mean, they look
entertainment, too. They did,
Yeah,
like,
they do. Uh-huh.
plays and things.
What's that cool place right there? Oh, the candy place is for sale. Oh, that's sad.
Closed. That was good. We got those chocolate crabs last time we were here. I guess it's hard for places right now because you have to follow a lot of regulations to stay open.
Yeah.
And plus, everything has been shut down since the end of March. You know, so people have been afraid of a little skateboarder coming up,
Yeah.
doing some longboarding. Art shops. They doing? Oh, that was a little restaurant, but it's insurance and financial services. I was like, see a table and chairs, I'm thinking food.
Right?
Mhm.
Here's the library up
Antique
here, I
stores,
see.
yeah.
They
also
always
have
have good stuff too.
the POCOMOKE River Canoe Company, where you can take out kayak tours and things.
Look how neat it is. It doesn't even look like a library. It's adorable.
There's a sign up here for one of POCOMOKE's most famous baseball players, not POCOMOKE, Snow Hill's most famous baseball players, I believe.
Hmm.
I think
Okay.
they're coming up right here.
Okay, cool.
All the baseball fans. You remember, and I think I have.
Is this it? Right here?
Yeah,
On our left?
I have
Okay.
yeah, he's on the. He was third baseman, one of the greatest third basemen of all time, William Julius Judy Johnson, 1899 in Snow Hill. So.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to see. So, and at that point,
So he was from
he
here, I'm
yep,
assuming?
at
Yes.
that point, he was not allowed to play in the regular leagues. So just imagine what he would have been if he'd played in the regular baseball leagues too. If he was in there, ready to go out on a kayak tour.
He's ready. Oh.
We got walking down, take a look at the river.
Yeah, we'll end at the river since we started at the river. How's that sound?
Okay. This is a drawbridge, so if you're coming through with a sailboat or something larger than would go under, you have to call ahead and they'll open it. Pretty cool.
All right. Well, we are back at the river. We hope you enjoyed our little jaunt through Snow Hill today.
Guys, stay safe. As I always like to say, please recycle. Please, when you're out walking, pick up trash. And above all, right now, be kind to your neighbor.
Yes, be kind. This is Melissa and Keith signing out for TNT.
Have a great day.
Have a great day, guys.